This is the Shimano Saragosa 10000SW, Shimano's near inshore, offshore, and pelagic reel. The reel that I have in my hands today is based on a platform that Shimano developed in 2013, so while this version of the Saragosa might have gone through a few iterations, as of this video, Shimano has not changed it really too much in the last 5 years, and it's because it's, in my opinion, near perfect for what it is. It's a solid offering and something that, is super hard to compete with. The Shimano Saragosa 10000SW. Why do I think it's so great? Well, before we get to that, let's cover the specs from the top down. The Shimano Saragosa SW is built in Malaysia, and it's built off of the same platform that the Spheros is also built on. It's meant to slot above the Spheros but below the twin power, but it does share a lot of the same technology and some of the parts of the twin power and even the Stella. It goes to show how far Shimano's allowed their higher tech to trickle down into the lower offerings, and that's a big reason why the Saragosa is so popular. For $300, it's really hard to find a reason why you would buy a Stella over the Saragosa. At least that's what a lot of Saragosa owners are going to tell you. Now, this isn't my reel. This reel is actually sent to me by Steve of ReelPowerHandles.com. This is his personal yellowtail and tuna reel. He wanted me to play with it and check it out and get my take on his custom power knob here. More on that a little bit later. So I actually use this reel a few times. I use it for bottom jigging off of the coast of California. I used it for nighttime trash fishing to see if I could put some heat on it. Now, Shimano is notorious for all their marketing jargon displayed all over their website and all over their reels. What does all this mean? Well, as we go through it, I'll explain what I can and give you a good idea of what makes the Saragosa so great. The 10000 Saragosa, or Gosa for short, has a really nice tall drag cap knob. It's relatively narrow compared to the Daiwa knobs in this class size, but it's big enough that I know you would find it in the dark or if your hands were covered with fish slime. Has a really nice loud clicking mechanism, and the clicks are considered infinite, really easy to dial the drag to where you want it. The 10000 has 33 pounds of drag, and it features what Shimano calls their X-Tough drag system, and basically that means that the bigger washers in the drag system are at the bottom and narrow as they go to the top, and that, according to Shimano, prevents wobbling as the spool is under pressure. The Saragosa spool is made out of aluminum. It's balanced beautifully. It's anodized as blue and classic silver color. Really adds to the classic design and overall appearance of the Saragosa. There's a reason why it hasn't changed in 5 years. It still looks modern, at least to me. The 10000 size will give you 260 yards of 65-pound braid, and you'll notice there is no line keeper and no rubber backing. Kind of old school. One thing to note, just like the Sustain, where multiple sizes actually carry the same size body, but the difference in the sizing is the deeper cut spool. Same goes for the Saragosa. In a couple of the sizes, the body is actually the same size. For example, the 8 to 10,000 size Saragosa share the same frame, share the same rotor, the only difference being how deeply cut the spool is. The Saragosa 8000, for example, has a shallower spool, and the Saragosa 10000 has this deeper cut spool. One of the main reasons that the Saragosa 10000 is the most popular size of this reel. The Saragosa spool lip is tipped with titanium. Shimano refers to this design of the lip as their Shimano Line Propulsion Management System. According to Shimano, this design, in conjunction with the special bail here, more on the bail in a minute, allows for a basically frictionless release of line. And just like higher end Shimano's, line lay on the Saragosa is excellent. The Shimano Saragosa 5000 to 8000 sizes feature a graphite rotor, while the 10,000 plus sizes receive an aluminum rotor. It's very stiff, very reminiscent of the design and feel of the twin power. Definitely no flex when under load. The rotor is painted, ported, and fairly light for what it is. As I spin it, there really is no resistance. There really is no, sense of too much inertia. As I turn the handle, as I initiate spin, there really is no delay. And the 10000 has a 4.9 to 1 gear ratio, or 4.9 turns of the rotor for every 1 turn of the handle, and that'll give you 40 inches of line retrieve for every 1 turn of that handle. And like most large saltwater reels in this class, there is no anti-reverse switch. And just like the other higher-end Shimanos, the Saragosa features one of the nicest bail designs I've ever seen. I mean, not to be too much of a reel nerd, but compared to other reels, there really aren't too many reel bails that are as nicely designed as these higher-end Shimanos. It's a single piece of either steel or titanium. I'm not 100% sure. If you happen to know, let me know in the comments below. But I think it's a single piece of steel coated in nickel or perhaps titanium, I'm not sure, but just know that it's super slick, really stiff, but it feels like there's enough give where, unlike aluminum, if you were to bang this into a rail or the side of a rock or something like that, it would spring back to its shape. Now, unlike the Daiwa air bail that I had mentioned in my Saltus video, that bail has a split where the bail meets the roller arm, or this piece. If you'll notice, the Saragosa has a singular piece, so as the line is caught by the bail and transfers over to the line roller, there is no opportunity for it to catch here. In fact, the Spheros, or the reel that's just below the Saragosa, has a 90-degree turn here, and I hate it because when you vertical jig with it, or if there's any slack in the line, that line will get caught in that 90-degree turn. The Saragosa, the Sustain, I think the Twin Power, and the Stella have this really elegant, kind of design right here. And I'm not sure why, Shimano just doesn't do this for all of their reels. It seems like a no-brainer. The line roller is bushing supported, very nice, absolutely no play in the system. I believe all Saragosas are manual trip. Well, the 10,000 definitely is no automatic trip for the 10,000 Saragosa, and that's a good thing. Reels like this are often used with very expensive poppers or high-end lures. Oftentimes, if you're using a reel this big, you're using a 4 to 5 ounce plus lure that could cost you, upwards of $100 to $150. So by having, a manual trip bail, you minimize the chance of a premature bail set and your line getting cut off. Now, the Saragosa's body is probably where you find the most amount of Shimano jargon thrown around. You'll hear words like Hagane and X-Protect and X-Shield and this and that. Well, let me go through it real quick. The body is, yes, cold forged aluminum, super stiff, very light, for what it is. That's what, Shimano's Hagane references, to that cold forging of the aluminum. It's very stiff, just know that. X-Protect and X-Shield, what is that? Well, X-Protect and X-Shield kind of, refers to the sealing that and the water resistance that is built into this reel, whether it be an application to the materials used so water beads up, or the actual design of and placement of the seals within the body. Just know that the Saragosa is considered a waterproof reel. Yes, you can dunk it, yes, you can submerge it. You can't spin it underwater like a Van Staal or a Z-Bass, but if it does get splashed, if it gets temporarily submerged, you'll be able to pull it out without damage. The body is painted. It has a relatively short reel arm, average size reel foot, but that reel arm isn't too short. For what it is, it's very well balanced. Ah, there it is, Shimano X-Ship, another marketing term stamped on the side of the Saragosa. What is X-Ship? Okay, so that actually, to me, has the most utility and actual purpose of all the Shimano jargon stamped on the outside of this reel. So what is Shimano X-Ship? The X-Ship refers to the two BBs that support the main pinion gear, and also, kind of what Shimano's philosophy is as far as the placement of the pinion gear to that Hagane main gear. Yes, the main gear has a name too. It's Hagane. It's that cold forged aluminum. Just know that the alignment of everything and the fact that those that pinion gear has two supporting BBs, one on either side, means it really does feel like there's nothing on the other end of the line. I can feel the fish fighting, I can hear them running and pulling drag out, but as I reel it, under load, this reel will not flex, and it will not bite, it will not bend, the gears inside will stay in alignment, and ultimately it just converts to just a smooth transitions of power. The Saragosa 10,000 has 6 total ball bearings, 5 in the body, and 1 anti-reverse ball bearing. The Saragosa has an aluminum handle, sanitized blue. It is a 2-piece design. There's a pivot joint here that allows it to fold to the body. So unlike the Daiwas, which have a single-piece design, Shimano is still going with a 2-piece, and it ends in an egg-shaped knob here, and I'm not a big fan of it, and a lot of people aren't either. And Steven, the guy behind realpowerhandles.com, he makes his own knobs that are direct fit. So a lot of off-market third-party vendors force you to drill out the butt of your handle here and put in a Phillips screw. Well, this is direct fit. This will go directly on the OEM spindle. Very, very nice, very, very comfortable. In my opinion, a big improvement over the stock egg-shaped knob. And if you like this, check this out. If you're a freshwater or saltwater angler, or both, and you're interested in affordable bulk quantities of Kastmaster-like spoons, squid skirts, assist hooks, crocodile spoons, vertical jigs, butterfly-style flat fall jigs, topwater striper lures, power T-knobs, power knobs, and power handles, go ahead and check out realpowerhandles.com and use promo code ishwithfish for free US shipping on everything you see here, plus anything on the site, anytime, on any order, 24/7. Purchases made using that code directly support content like this. And for real size comparisons, here's a 10,000 Saragosa SW against a Penn Battle 4000. Different class reels, but there's a good chance you have this reel or have you seen it. And I just want to give you a baseline. And here's a Penn Slammer 3 5500. And here's a Daiwa Saltist 6500H. And that was the Shimano Saragosa 10,000 SW. I mean, it's really hard to, kind of communicate via this video just how nice this feels in hand. Again, this design dates back to 2013, so as of this video, it's a 5-year-old design that Shimano just really hasn't changed all that much, and I think there's a good reason why. If you're taking a reel out to really tough conditions like the canal on the East Coast or Florida, or just any open body of water, you're chasing huge bottom fish or pelagic fish, the Saragosa is it. I mean, yes, you do have the twin power, you do have the Stella, but a lot of Saragosa owners are going to tell you that you really don't need much more than this. Between all the different Shimano technologies incorporated and trickled down for those higher end reels, you really do get a lot of bang for your buck for $300. Under load, this Saragosa spins beautifully. When you have a fish pulling drag, it pulls out predictably and evenly. It won't break the bank. Again, you could buy 3 of these for the cost of 1 Stella. You could buy 2 of these for the cost of 1 twin power. And just a fantastic reel for what this reel is, for the species that you would be using it to target. I've only done this once before for another reel. I recommended that you outright buy the Daiwa BG. I would say that yes, you should outright buy the Saragosa. I really can't think of a reel at this price point that can beat it. The Penn Slammer 3 is nice, but it just doesn't feel as good, and it definitely isn't as powerful. The Penn Slammer 3 has a fairly small brass main gear, small body, and under load, it's not going to just be as comfortable pulling in big fish and heavy lures. If you're throwing poppers, if you're throwing big lures, or if you're under a lot of pressure to bring in big fish pretty quickly, like the canal, where you might be shoulder to shoulder with 1,000 guys, wenching in 30-40 pound fish under heavy current, there's a reason why every other guy seems to have a Saragosa. The free market has kind of determined that the Saragosa is it when it comes to affordable, high-end saltwater, pelagic spinning reels, bottom reels, popping reels, and I think for good reason. There's a reason why that this is almost on every deck, on every charter in Southern California, and if you're a guy in Hawaii or some island, country, and you're targeting those big pelagics like the mahi-mahi, the GTs of the world, there's a reason why this is going to be sitting next to the dogfights and the Stellas. For $300, it more than holds its weight. So let me know what you think. If you have a Saragosa, love to hear what you think about it in the comments below. And I am super impressed with what the Saragosa was, what it is, and what it will be. As always, thanks again for watching. If you're interested in buying this reel, link in the description below. Any purchases made through that associate link directly support content like this. This was the Shimano Saragosa 10,000 SW. In my opinion, the best value big saltwater spinning reel on the market today.